The transformation of the land of Israel literally coming alive over the last 150 years is one of the remarkable miracles of the return of the Jewish people to Israel. And the truth is that Mark Twain, 150 years ago, in fact exactly 150 years ago, in 1867, makes a remarkable comment about what the land of Israel looked like then. In a pilgrimage of 300 pilgrims which came to the Holy Land, he writes in a book called Innocents Abroad, which I have in front of me, which indeed was his best-selling book during his lifetime. He has the following incredible account, and I want to read it to you because nothing, to my mind, highlights what has happened in this land over this time more than this quote of Mark Twain. He says as follows: "The further we went," he's talking about the pilgrims going up to Yerushalayim, "the hotter the sun got, and the more rocky and bare, repulsive and dreary the landscape became. There could not have been more fragments of stone strewn broadcast over this part of the world, even if every 10 square feet had been occupied by a separate and distinct stone-cutter's establishment for an age. There was hardly a tree or a shrub anywhere. Even the olive and the cactus trees, those fast friends of worthless soil, had almost deserted the country. No landscape exists that is more tiresome to the eye, that which bounds the approaches to Jerusalem." And he concludes like this: "The only difference between the roads and the surrounding country, perhaps, is that there are rather more rocks in the roads than in the surrounding country." Says Mark Twain 150 years ago, 1867. Not a stone, barely a tree, barely a human being anywhere, he says, along the road to Jerusalem. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are 150 years later, exactly 2017. And look what has happened to this incredible country, barren country, during this time. 250 million trees have been planted. Israel is one of only 2 countries where there is a positive number of trees which are growing as opposed to those which are being cut down. Only 2 countries in the whole world with all the problems of forestry and cutting down trees. And amazingly, Twain writes this 4 years before the first modern agricultural settlement was built in Petah Tikva, 1871. The harsh marshlands and swamps of Petah Tikva that began to be turned around into the first Yishuv. And then, of course, Rosh HaNikra, Gedera, Rishon LeZion, V'chulei, to the thousands of settlements and tens and hundreds of cities and towns which would be built in this incredible country. And I want to end with a remarkable source. We're in the month of Shvat, approaching Tu B'Shvat, the month of Eretz Yisrael, the month of the fruit and trees of Israel. And I'd like to quote from Rabbi Abba, from the Talmud in Masechet Sanhedrin Tzadichet Amud Aleph 98b, a remarkable quote, simply a verse from the book of Isaiah, Yeshayahu, verse 36. And listen to this, and I end with this. V'amar Rabbi Abba, says Rabbi Abba, Ein lecha keitz megule mizeh. There is no clearer sign of the redemption than this particular verse, and he simply quotes the verse. Va'atem, says Yechezkel, and you, talking to the trees and mountains of Israel, Harei Yisrael, mountains of Israel, Anfeichem tiknu, give forth your branches, Uferichem tisu, and your fruit, La'ami Yisrael, ki kirvu lavo, to my people Israel, for they are returning. There are so many different, unusual, mysterious examples of what the Geula could look like, and they are difficult to interpret, says the Rambam, and we cannot rely on them. But amazingly, Rabbi Abba gives not a miraculous, outlandish prediction. He simply says something very realistic and very practical. He says, when you see the land of Israel give forth its fruits and come alive, that is the sign that the Geula, redemption, is coming to the Jewish people. We'll explore the depth of this comment next week, but suffice it to say how privileged we are to live in a generation that the land of Israel, this land that Mark Twain described 150 years ago, has totally transformed itself as one of those simanim of the Geula, of the privilege and awesomeness and ecological marvel, and marvel in so many areas of the Jewish people returning to their land, returning to the platform of history, and the land celebrating and coming alive with this remarkable achievement. Shabbat Shalom.